Hi, this is James. I'm the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country. Welcome back to the channel. Remember, tomorrow I'm going to the Oklahoma State versus Baylor game, and then I'm also going to go. I'll have to leave that game early because I'm going to drive down south and go see Texas versus West Virginia. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to get a video of inside of Darrell K. Royal Stadium. So now, if you've noticed, well, I haven't had a chance to get my bookshelf yet. So my collection of bobbleheads is growing, and I'll put a picture of them right here. But I have them at work, and they look really cool. So far, I've got Oklahoma State, Utah State, and BYU. The BYU one I actually got at the game. So I'm hoping tomorrow, if I can get one of the Baylor Bears and Texas Longhorns at the game, I'll actually get the bobblehead there. Speaking of Bears, I want to thank Paul Catalina and the folks at 365 or Sikkim 365 because they gave me the idea of this video. So let me put up this tweet this thing that Fox Sports posted. And if you notice, it says total touchdowns scored. SEC 258, Big Ten 250, ACC 222, Pac-12 201, and Big 12 191. It makes it sound like, oh wow, the SEC has got such prolific offenses and they're doing such great things. Funny how like 10 years ago the media made fun of the Big 12 because we scored too much and we didn't play a whole lot of defense. Funny how they change things around like that. But here's the problem with these numbers. And I'm going to take that down. All right, let's put up per team. Because the SEC has 14 teams. So 258 divided by 14 is 18.43. Not bad. I mean, it's pretty good. 18 touchdowns, in three or four games. That's pretty good. The Big Ten, 250 divided by 14, because they haven't added USC and UCLA yet, 17.86. Not quite as good as the SEC, but it's still good. Remember, the ACC also has 14 teams. 222 divided by 14 is 15.86. And they are the lowest of the five, by the way. I'll just let you know. The Pac-12, 201 divided by 12. They literally have 12 teams until UCLA and USC leave. 16.75. The Big 12 at 191 touchdowns divided by 10 teams has the highest touchdowns per team at 19.1. So if Fox was trying to show that somehow the Big 12 is the weakest conference, you are sadly mistaken. You're just wrong. Now, I want to also show this because they keep doing this. They keep focusing on four quarterbacks from Ohio State, from USC, from Georgia, from Clemson. I don't even remember if they when I got this got this tweet. I don't even. It should be Bryce Young should still be considered a candidate because he won it last year. But if you notice, no Jalen Daniels from KU and no Spencer Sanders from Oklahoma State. So let's look at what they let's look at their stats. Let's start with Jalen Daniels from KU because the dude's doing a great job. They're 4-0. So he's 66 of 93 for 890 yards, 71% completion rate, 11 touchdowns, 1 interception. That's just throwing the football. Now let's add his running stats. 38 rushes for 320 yards and 4 touchdowns. So I know 8 times 4 is 32. So that's an average of 80 yards rushing per game. And he's a quarterback. That, my friends, is amazing. Spencer Sanders. He's 62 of 95 for 65.3%, 916 yards. And if you remember, he did not play in the second half against Arkansas Pine Bluff. So these stats are for 2.5 games. But the national media isn't going to tell you that. 10 touchdowns, 1 interception. He has run so far 27 times for 110 yards for 3 touchdowns. So he averages 9 runs a game. So here's the bottom line. I mean, it's just, people say perception is reality. Well, people still perceive Oklahoma State and KU and most of the teams in the Big 12 to be second tier. They're still looking at the blue bloods, which is like Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, OU, Texas, LSU, Florida. I mean, folks, LSU was 6-6 last year. I don't even know if Florida made it to a bowl game. I think they went in 6-6 last year. Oklahoma State was 12-2 last year, and they beat Notre Dame in the Fiesta Bowl. They finished number 5 in the country. Now, I can understand the whole thing with KU, and they haven't been very good for a while. But when they went on the road and beat West Virginia, and they went on the road and beat Houston, that ought to tell you that this is a decent football team. So, and in the words of Joel Klatt, who I never thought I'd ever quote, he said the reason that Kansas isn't ranked is because the AP voters are trying to justify their preseason polls. And he was spot on. I was pleasantly surprised. He did a really good interview with Colin Cowherd, and I thought a lot of his comments were true. So, is there bias against the Big 12? Yes, there is. But that's okay. You see, what you have to do here is the cream needs to rise to the top. Whether it's Oklahoma State, Baylor, or Kansas State, or OU, or even Kansas, one of the teams, in order to make the playoff, are going to have to go undefeated or finish possibly with 1 loss. And then whoever you lose to, you beat them in the Big 12 championship game in the rematch, and then you finish the season 12-1. That's the only way I could see a Big 12 team making the playoff. I'm a little biased. I will admit, as an Oklahoma State fan who lives in the state of Texas, I would like to see Oklahoma State finish second in the Big 12, have the Big 12 champion go to the Sugar Bowl, and then the at-large Oklahoma State get an at-large bid and go to the Cotton Bowl. That's what I would like to see. But I don't know. In my heart, my head says I want to go to the Cotton Bowl because it's closest. My heart says I hope they finish 12-0 and go undefeated and go to the playoff. But we'll see. The bottom line is this, and the national media at least has one thing right. There are no easy games in the Big 12 this year. Everybody's playing good. Everybody has the potential to win a game on any given Saturday. And I trust Robert Allen with a lot of things, especially when it comes to food and his recommendations on where to eat. And I also trust him when it comes to Oklahoma State football. And he has said that the Big 12 is basically going to beat each other up and nobody's going to make the playoff. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get some good footage inside of McLean Stadium. I will try to post that video. I don't know. It may be late Saturday night. I think that's what because on the way down from Waco to Austin, I'm going to put on, I got an app so I can listen to the radio and I can listen to the Stillwater channel. Because I want to listen to, honestly, I'd rather listen to Dave and Tom and Robert than the national folks. So I will try to get tomorrow's video out as quickly as I possibly can. The Texas video I will put out Sunday. So that way, if you're an Oklahoma State fan and you live in Oklahoma and you can't come down to Texas, I can show you. Oh, also, speaking of which, in the future, October 15th, I already have my ticket. I'm going to go to the TCU game. But what I'm also going to do before I go over to that is I'm going to go through and go see SMU. I want to do a video of their stadium before they start the construction. They haven't started the construction process yet. Apparently that won't start until December. So the cool thing is, God willing, I'm still here in Texas. When I go up, I've got it written down at work when the 4 basketball games are at Texas Tech, at TCU, at Baylor, and at Texas. The Baylor one's first. That's in January. But anyway, when I drive up, I want to do on October 15th, I want to do a video of SMU Stadium and then go to the TCU game. When I go to a basketball game up there at TCU, I will try to swing by and give you a construction update. Or maybe I should hold off until March. I don't know. But I'm trying to give you fresh content, things that if you do live in the state of Oklahoma and you are an Oklahoma State fan, things that you're not going to be able to see unless you drive down here. And I'll say flat out, in a couple years, once BYU joins the conference, if you want to go on a road trip, go to Provo, because that was a phenomenal atmosphere. So hopefully by next week, I'll have a bookshelf or something to put the little guys, my bobbleheads. My goal is, I wouldn't say by the end of the year, probably by my birthday in May, if I get one bobblehead a month, to get all 12 or all 10 of the Big 12 teams represented. I don't know. Maybe we can get a book. Maybe I can put the bookshelf over here. Just move this chair out of the way. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I am striving to give you the best content I can. If you're new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. The goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers so that I can become monetized and use that money to pay for trips like the one I went on when I went to Provo. That was about $800 between the rental car, the hotel, and the flight. So I tried to do it as cheaply as I could, but it still was money out of my pocket. So if you want to see more content like that, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you so much for all of you who are a part of Cowboy Country. If you wear orange and black, whether you got your degree at Oklahoma State or not, you are a part of Cowboy Country and you are welcome here. So until tomorrow, you'll see the videos for the games and inside those 2 stadiums. I hope you have a good night. Bye. Oh, by the way, I've got the UCLA Washington game on. It's 40-24. I think they're still in the third quarter. I'm not sure. But anyway, have a great night. Bye.